Maybe. Here we go. Hey, everybody. Welcome. Looks like we've got Pop for at least a couple minutes before he falls asleep. Thanks for everybody for joining. We're already getting trolled here in the comments,
Of
KT.
course we
So
are.
I don't feel like I need to introduce you at this point. Everybody knows who KT Hanna is. So welcome to the show.
I don't know. I don't feel like I'm that like out there anymore. I don't know. There's so many of us now, you know.
I don't know. I posted in a couple different Discords, and everybody's like, "KT, she gives such great hugs. You are unanimously voted the best hugger in Lit RPG."
Oh,
So
good. I'm the hugger.
yeah,
I really am. I love hugs.
yeah.
20 seconds of a hug is like an amazing drug. Oh, that rhymed. See?
Yeah. I don't know if you want to put that on T-shirts, but that should be a ribbon.
20 seconds of a hug is like a drug. There you
That's
go.
right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think the other thing that people kept commenting in Discord was that they have either picked up your latest book or they were starting your first book. You know, they found out about Library System Reset at Lit RPG Con, and they're getting to it, and they were starting their ride. So
Yay!
yeah, it's very exciting. You want to show what you got in the mail?
Book 5.
Yeah.
Book 5's book.
Dun dun dun! Look at that, you guys.
Pretty.
It's sexy.
Actually, I think, the shortest book so far. It's only 150,000 words.
Which is wild because you cover a lot of ground. And
in 5, yeah, 5 is like, because 6 is the last book in the series. So with 6, it'll be finished. So I've had to set it up so that I can just knock it all down in 6. So 6 will actually probably be the shortest book of the series. I don't think it's going to be over 125, but I didn't want to write a 275,000 word book for number 5. So
you're just ramping it down. Yeah. I think we're going to try to keep this spoiler free because I know a lot of the audience is still on book 1-ish to 1-2.
Oh yeah, I'm really good at avoiding
me
really
too.
Good at avoiding spoilers.
So
I'll be like,
try to keep
no, I don't think that's a spoiler.
Spoiler free. But I can see, I mean, even in book 5, you can see you're starting to tie off these different threads, and you've got this crazy
I
reveal.
tied off a couple. Yeah, I did like the attack on blah blah, and that happened. And
Yeah.
And I did that, and then I did that.
Right. That and this and that other thing.
And I've still got probably A through E to do to tie off in book 6.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll get into it. So I just want to say, Library System Reset. There's 5 books out, and the last book is coming this coming year.
Yeah, the last book will be. Well, I don't know. I'll have it finished. That's book 1.
Yep.
I'll have it finished for January 7th for Podium. But then they have to give it to Andy to record. And I was contemplating doing like a simultaneous release with the last audiobook. But otherwise it'll be out around probably March, April. Yeah.
So definitely before Lit RPG Con this summer.
Oh yeah. The whole series will be finished. And I will hopefully have my new one up on Law Road.
Dun, dun, dun. Yes.
I'm really excited for the new one.
That's exciting. Yeah. So Andy is the narrator, right? So if you're an Andy Parsnow fan, go listen to this series, right? Like just go listen to it, go read it. It happens in a library, folks. We're library people.
She's magnificent.
Yeah. So. She really does a great job. Book 5 isn't on Audible yet, though. I think book 4.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna have to ask them what the holdup with that is, because they've had the files for like a month and a half, 2 months. I don't know why it's not out yet, because Andy recorded it in like September, October.
Yeah.
So just when I got pneumonia, Andy was recording. So
yeah. Yep. She was posting on her server. Yep. Yeah.
I'm not sure what they're doing with that. I don't know.
I mean, maybe they're just cooing at it.
Like, oh, you such a sweet little book or
That's
something.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, they that's a them thing. So.
And yes, Brian, it takes place in a library, so go pick it up.
Yes, it does. In a library.
Yeah. So I've been a fan of the series for a long time. I think I was an ARC reader for book 2.
Yeah, I think it was 2.
Yeah,
2. When you came along, yeah.
And I picked it up because, first of all, KT Hanna, right? But also, intergalactic library that controls magic realm, right? Like this is irresistible, like lit RPG fodder, right?
With an isekai as well.
Yeah, with an isekai. Yeah. I always think isekai you have to die to get reborn in another.
You just have to get sucked into
You just
another
have to
world.
get, yep. So
That's another way to say portal fantasy.
yeah, very Portal fantasy, but not. I don't
It
know.
is very portal fantasy, actually. Constant
Yeah.
portal fantasy.
Yes. Yeah. So you get that new person from our world to the new world, and you get to kind of tackle all of that in book one of
Yes.
where am I? What am I doing? Who the heck are you?
It is not a cozy post-apocalyptic pumpkin spice library harem lit RPG.
No.
It is, however, I'd say an isekai cozy slice of life adventure lit RPG.
Slice of life library lit RPG. There is a lot of muffins. So
a lot of food.
Yeah.
Hi. I love food. So
yeah.
I put a lot of food. I put a lot of my favorite foods in that book. So, and sometimes like I would in one of the books I mentioned like fluffy eggs. I had just made them that morning, so they went into
they went right into the book. Yeah.
So
yeah. You had a lot of baked goods. Yeah, a lot of baked goods, and I think I remember schnitzel in the last.
Oh yeah. Oh, I make a mean schnitzel. Love me some schnitzel.
I need to go to your place for dinner for schnitzel night. Yeah.
You're not that far away, so you could potentially come for dinner.
Dun, dun,
if you don't mind the fact that my house looks like an exercise barn when you walk into it. My husband has like all his exercise stuff is in the lounge room so that he makes himself do it. Otherwise,
I can't avoid it if it's
I can't avoid it if it's right there. So
yeah.
my house often just looks like it's got like an exercise, like it's got a special exercise bike called a Carol bike, and it's got an elliptical and a little sauna, and it's in my lounge room as soon as you walk through the door. So
I mean, there you go, right? I've got like 6 cat beds in my entryway, so I mean,
yeah.
We
don't have. We've only got a few. We've only got one cat now, though. So
yeah,
he's getting old.
Well, let's get into some questions. Feel free, if you're in the audience, to go ahead and put your questions in there, and I'll grab them while we're talking. But yeah, so let's dive in, KT. So my first question, the last couple books in the series have gotten decidedly darker. And I wanted to know if that was always the plan. Like, did you brought us in with muffins and library vibes, and then it's like, whew.
So you have to understand that this book was supposed to be a cozy book to start with.
Mm-hmm.
And then I killed bookworms, which is only in chapter 7. I'm not really spoiling anything. And then it became not cozy, really. Although I've had a lot of people say it's cozy. Anyway, so I always write dark. There's always dark twists and dark turns. And I love violence and I love describing gore. And, I try to put light moments in and happy bits and pieces, but life is a balance. So keeping it light all the time, it's not my world. So
yeah,
I do like to put. I love dark. I love writing dark.
I have the same problem. Like I write, even Stumbling Up is this like comedy.
It's like a dark or like a black comedy.
In the end, it's like knife twist. Like, just can't help it. I don't know.
It's just the way it goes. Like, I don't know. I can't just write happy and fluffy. Even when I try, it does not end up that way. So,
yeah. Okay. So it was planned to be pumpkin spice latte and came out.
Oh yeah, but that was gone in the first like 30,000 words.
Yeah. Yeah. You're like,
you never had any hope.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, hey Gary, thanks for joining. I think we got Gary, Pop, Iron Eyes.
Hi guys.
Brian. Yeah, thanks everybody. Brian's got a question for us. Can you? This is Brian's like go-to question. Can you walk us through your writing process? Are you a morning writer? Do you do a daily word count? How does that work for you?
Okay, so outside of the last 3 actually, this year's been a very bad year. I injured my arm, got elbow surgery. My dad died. I got pneumonia. So it's been a great year for
Yeah.
writing. But
2025 can go to
usually,
hell. Yeah.
but usually my process is send the kid to school, sit down and write. And I am not an everyday writer. I can't do that. Like my brain rebels against doing that. I'm usually more of a binge writer. I'll write a lot all at once and then nothing, and a lot all at once and then nothing. But I will read
So
books.
that's a strategy you can use. You were allowed to do that.
Yes, yes, we're allowed to do that. Yes.
Hmm.
And I don't know. I like to I go with what I need to write. Patreon helps me a lot because then I find I feel like I owe my patrons chapters, and so I actually get them written, which is nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do like to write in like 20-minute on, 10-minute off sprints. And I get anywhere from 800 to 1,000 words in a 20-minute sprint. So it depends. Sometimes I feel like I can do 2 or 3 of those, and sometimes I can do 6 or 7 of them. So I don't really do a word count. I just write the story, and it just, I
So when
find
you
if I focus too much on word counts, I find that my story becomes less cohesive. And because I'm aiming too much for the words in like the word count instead of the story progress. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So do you do more like chapters, or is it just like you just go with the story and then stop
Oh, I
at a
do
point?
chapters. I'll try to write until the chapter is finished because
Yeah.
that's a flow that's in my head and it needs to
Mhm.
be out. And if I stop at midway, I'll lose that flow.
Do you have
Um,
like an average word count for chapters that just naturally happens, or is it just kind of all
Actually,
over the
it
place?
used to be super long. I used to do like 6,000 word chapters, but I'd kind of break them into 2 scenes. And then I got hired by, what did I get hired by? I got hired by Yonder. It was like a really short-lived thing done by Webtoons, and they paid me a chunk of money to write a trilogy, which I'll be releasing by myself next year. Anyway, so they wanted 1,800 to 3,000 words, and so now my chapters are generally
Yeah,
2,500
a
words
little bit
each.
short, which is more
Yeah,
like Royal Road length, right?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
Royal Road's like
And I find like
2
it's
to
a good
3.
length so that I don't get too verbose, and I don't get like over. I don't I don't aim for the chapter to be so long that I'm using more words than I need to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Keeps it just a little bit more concise.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm trying much to cut I found when I started Lit RPG, I got a little more, I used more words than I needed to, and I've been lately trying to cut that down. So book 5 is actually the first book in the library series that I actually cut 10,000 words out of.
Okay.
That I
Yeah.
just found it's much tighter prose. I feel like it's a
Yeah.
better book.
As a reader, I would agree. I think your maybe book 2, 3 was a little bit
Oh
chonkier,
my god,
just a
I
little bit
couldn't
more
stop
verbose.
3. 3 was annoying. Like, I was like, I can't stop there." And I'd be like, "Oh, no, can't stop there. No,
Yeah.
no, it needs to stop at this bit." And it was like 199,000 words, and I was like, because I don't write books that long. I'm usually like a 130 person, but library just got out of hand. It's a magical library. I mean,
Yeah.
really,
Yeah. You can just keep writing. Yeah.
really can.
Yeah. Well, we've got a few more people joined us. We got Hodges, we got Craig. Um, yeah, everybody's joining tonight. I've got a few more questions. I'm gonna do one of mine and then hop to one of yours. Um, okay, so I'm gonna go back to that dark theme.
Oh, yes.
So when I said dark, I mean like betrayal and death, not just your average like
Mhm.
I'm in pain. That is our
Yeah.
theme in Lit RPG. You actually killed one of my favorite characters in book 4.
I'll let
Um,
you in on a secret. She was one of my favorite characters too.
yeah, like,
It was
right.
not I was not going to. I was gonna have them survive, but be, like, super injured. But then I started writing book 5, and I went, "No, they have to be dead." So I
I
went
mean, you
back,
already pulled the super
dusted the end
injured.
of 4, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So, I'm sorry,
yeah,
but it needed to happen because it needed to kinda give our main character a bit of a kick in the ass, and I feel like it really worked.
Yeah.
So
I would agree. I mean, a lot of book 5 is the aftermath of that act,
yeah,
and
resultant results, I guess, from that.
yeah.
Like a domino effect. So
Yeah. So my question here is, and you already admitted that this character was one of your favorite characters too.
yeah, I love them.
How do you pull the trigger on killing a favorite character?
You guys are going to hate me when I finish the series. Anyway.
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. This cozy library series, everybody's supposed to survive.
Wait a second, what was the question?
Yeah. How do you pull the trigger on killing a favorite character? Either fan favorite or your favorite, either way.
I've done that in multiple books. Sorry, I have. I did it in my first trilogy I ever wrote.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times I will be like, a character needs to die, but it needs to make an impact, and it needs to make an impact, and it needs to be organic. It can't be just a plot device. So oftentimes, and I didn't do it in this case, but it just turned out that way, I will choose a character that is one that's going to die. There's one in my Domino Project series that dies in book 2 that I deliberately built up as a very likable, lovable character.
Because you don't do it in book 1. You don't let it be just the side character. It's somebody that you loved for books.
Yep. You have to love it for multiple books, and it needs to have meaning. Like, you can't just kill a character for shock value. There needs to be an actual meaning behind it, and something that the character can take further, and for character development to show how they deal with grief and how that person has affected others, and in this case gave them clues to other stuff. So like that was my trade-off. There's always a trade-off for it. Like, you can't just kill willy-nilly, because there needs to be a reason.
Yeah. Yeah, because then at least you have that reason to snuggle up with at night to make you feel better about the
no, I'm good. It's fine. I'm just die. I'm great with it.
Well, Iron Eyes wants to know if you write by dictation. I know you've talked about this is something that you've done.
I wrote books 1, 2, and 3 in library with dictation, and then I wrote and probably half of 4, and then I wrote book 4 and most of 5 by hand. Dictation
by hand, by like keyboard, or like with a pencil?
Typing.
Okay, yeah, okay. I was like, I wrote 200,000 words by hand. Like, holy cow!
No. The nerves in my left hand don't work properly anymore. So, and my surgery did not work. So, okay, so I love using dictation, but I get super verbose when I use it. So when I go back and I don't know how Seth does it. Seth Ring is just amazing at it. But I tend to insert more, because as you can tell, I can talk under like 6 foot of wet cement. So I tend to insert more words than I necessarily need, and then that makes the editing process super long and more involved than it needs to be. Whereas when I type words out, it flows the same way, because I do both stream of consciousness, but it flows the same way, but it's more concise, because I'm having time from my brain to my fingers takes longer than my brain to my mouth. So yes.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I mean,
I like it
as a reader. You can kind of see that, because the book 1 through 3 is a little bit more verbose than
and books 4 and 5 are starting to get better. And book 6, I'm just like, I'm not gonna beat around the bush. It's basically like just dominoes falling for the story to finish.
Yeah, you've got it all set up. You don't need to be verbose to do the setups anymore. Yeah,
you're gonna hate the ending. I know people will.
I might not read book 6 at this rate. I'm like, nope.
The ending is good and hopeful, but there will be sadness, because you need to have an impactful ending.
Yeah. Richie's listening to this, and he's shaking in his boots about stumbling up.
It's not Dottie. I can just tell you.
Don't you even fucking think about it.
It's not Dottie. Okay? Dottie's safe, because I love Dottie. So Dottie is safe. Dottie will not become firewood. Okay. No.
Yeah. I was a little worried about Dottie there for a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is good because you were supposed to be worried about. You're
Yeah.
supposed to be worried about a lot of them. So,
Yeah. Yep.
and
There's a
and I'm really happy that Andy called me when she was recording book 3, and it's like, should I phrase this like this or this? And I'm like this. And then I was like, yes, I knew I built in crumbs for the ending. So I was like, I'm sure I foreshadowed this. I'm sure I foreshadowed this.
yeah.
So,
Yeah. Well, all right. Look, we got in there. Let's go back to my questions here.
okay.
What are things that you consider as you plot a character's death? Have you ever planned for somebody to die and then changed your mind and had them survive? It sounds like you've done the opposite. You were going to have them survive, and you're like, nope.
Yeah, I have. There are a couple characters in System Apocalypse Australia that I was going to kill, and I just ended up not. I think I maimed one of them. Instead, I'm just naming them. And my problem is less of that, because usually when I plan for somebody to die, they die.
Mhm.
But more, I plan characters to be short-lived characters, like Hal
Yeah.
and Betty were supposed to be bit parts, and then
Yeah,
they came
no.
back.
Yeah, no, they're amazing. Yeah.
And I was like, damn it, because I loved them. So
Mhm.
yeah, there were actually, and the one that died that everybody loved, do you like how I'm not naming names,
Mhm.
was actually also supposed to be a bit part and came back, and everybody loved them, and then I killed them. So that's how the cookie crumbles.
So it's not even true that you will save the bit parts, because you just make them into main character energy
Yeah.
and then mix them.
And they die
Yeah.
anyway. So
Wah,
no.
wah. All right. Pop wants to know, hypothetically, would the system be upset if an unnamed individual is in possession of a book he or she or they checked out from the Klein Village Library in 1978?
If it's a magical book and a magical library, then yes. If it's not actually magical, then the library doesn't really care.
Yeah. How much of a fine would that be? About 50-ish years of
A
overdue
lot.
fees.
A
Yeah.
lot. Yeah.
Be a lot of magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun fact, that's actually how the story started in my head, was with an all-powerful librarian chasing down somebody who had dog-eared a book. And appearing like they've got the book, they're getting spells out of it, and they've like dog-eared pages, and they're fighting this massive minotaur, and it's like life and death, and she just pops in, like unmakes the minotaur, grabs the book, and says, "Come to the library for your fine, you've dog-eared pages." And that was the original scene that I got in my head, and I told Luke, and he was like, "Hey, but how did she get there?" And I was like, "Fuck you, now I've got to run."
So what you just described is the last scene of the book 6?
I don't even know if I'll include it, but that was the inspiration
Yeah.
for the series, was this
Yeah.
all-powerful librarian, and you better not fucking dog-eat a book or break a spine, mate. So
Yeah. Okay, that doesn't. Quinn is so like, she's so like, oh, it's okay, I'm just glad I got the book back. Like, she's not really
and Eric's like, fine.
Yeah, Eric's just like, fine, fine, fine. Yeah.
And that's Eric Ugeland it's based on.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know Eric terribly well. Is he like that in real life?
No, he's just theatrical sometimes. So
Yeah. That's fair.
I had somebody write to me and tell me that that Eric is just like their husband was, and I was like, oh, it's based on one of my friends, and she was like, well, I like to think that it was my husband doing those things, and I'm like, okay, that was really sweet. It was like one of the nicest feedbacks I ever got, and I'm like, oh. So yeah.
Oh, that's fun. I mean, it's like, hey, if you want to be married to the library finer, go for it. Yeah.
And there is a Geneva. Geneva is in there too.
Mm-hmm.
So
let's brings me to my another question here is,
yes.
You've Tuckerized a few people from the community into the book. Does that save them from, I mean,
no.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I kill any of the Tuckerizations. Most of them are books, though. I did most of my Tuckerizations in book titles.
Yeah.
So, which was fun.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but,
Yeah, that would be, I mean, it's hard to get emotionally invested in the books in the library. They don't
titles,
have
yeah.
personality necessarily. So
True.
yeah.
Even when they're like dragging themselves back to the library.
yeah. It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'm just scanning the chat here. Iron Eyes is saying that they're interested in trying to write by dictation just because they're still learning a lot. What would you say? I mean, for you, you said you're more verbose as a dictator, but was there anything that helped you or that you would, advice you'd give somebody who's trying dictation?
So if you're trying dictation, my advice is, and you probably don't want to do it exactly like I do it because I go a little overboard, but is to write out what it is that you're trying to do. So like that would be a chapter. I'm trying to get to angle there. That's like a chapter. And then I would use that as notes and dictate. So it's about.
So is that like kind of an outline of what the chapter scene?
Kind of, yeah. And it depends on, like, if I was into it and I was going, when I was in a flow and my brain comes up with something else, it's easy to segue a bit. And, not every outline stayed exactly like that.
Yeah.
I find when I type that it's a lot easier for me to take what I feel are better twists and turns. In case you haven't noticed that I put a lot of twists and turns in my books because I'm typing and I'm like, oh, no, this is better. So yeah. So yeah, I think I love dictation.
So Iron Eyes wants to know, is it kind of like a chapter by chapter outline or a storyboard? I mean, you showed us just a wall of written text, so.
Okay, so yeah, it's just a wall of written text for me. It's like I know what points I need to hit for that chapter to be done. I will generally make.
I'm taking notes here too, Iron Eyes, because I've thought about dictation, but I haven't really made that leap. But it seems like it'd be quicker.
I'm trying to like grab one that's the end of book 5 so that I'm not spoiling people for book 6. I don't know where I put all my shit. Okay, so this, like, for example, like I will go through and plot out my books because this is as much plotting as I do right now. I'm going to try and change that for my next series because I got super confused in Summer Library. I'd have to like go back and double check. And I create like a point outline. Like these points need to happen for this book to be finished. So, deconstructing
Man, I should have taken a screenshot so I can brace myself.
So like deconstructing, this character's past and what they know, and then, prepping your main character for maximum power, and you have like things that have to happen for that to happen, and just little check marks. And then from that, I will like sketch out a chapter before I dictate it. Whereas if I'm not dictating, it's just a couple of bullet points on the day before I write. That's because I pretty much pantsed my last few series, which is a very bad idea. Because then you get, like I am, to book 6 and you're like, fuck, I have to make sure I've tied up all of my loose ends or I'm screwed. So so it's, I'm going to try and go back to plotting a little more in a little more detail so I can.
Yeah. Just as comparison, would you consider yourself more of a visual person or like an auditory? Like, is the keyboard? Are you more like?
I need silence.
What was that?
I need silence to write.
Okay.
And I have a lot of problem with audio processing. So like I'll look at you to understand what you're saying because I need to kind of watch and get cues, or my brain just stops listening. It like tangents. So unless like I can watch TV and do stuff, but audiobooks, I have to like rewind them like 70 times to stick with it. So if I audiobook, I've often already read the book and I'm just doing it while I'm driving.
You're just kind of getting the bits and bobs.
Yeah, because then at least I already know the story. So when my brain skips out, I'm like, oh, but I know what happened. So it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have to, like, it takes me like 50 hours to listen to a Dungeon Crawler Carl book because I have to keep rewinding it.
Rewinding and I get like that too. I'm just like, generally I'm good, but certain books.
And I can't listen to music because I will just start singing along with it. And I won't write at all. So
yeah,
I can't do that.
Well, hopefully that helps, Iron Eyes. Let me know if you've got any more questions and we'll sneak them in here. I'm going to go back to book 5 because I just finished it, and I will say book 5 is a doozy. I'll admit, folks, when I finished it, so like book 4, somebody bites the dust, right? Book 5, when I finished it, I messaged KT and I was like, WTF, KT, what the hell?
I'm so mean.
I mean, like, there's this big reveal, and I actually reread the final chapter twice to make sure I understood what had actually happened.
Now I'm like, what happened in the last chapter? Oh no, I know what happened in the last chapter.
This whole time there's like a mole in the library, and she's trying to figure out who. And I'm not going to give it away spoilers, but you get a big reveal, and it's like,
and you think it's a solution.
And it makes you question, like, I'm like going back in my head through all of the books, like, what? And it's, there's breadcrumbs there, and there's, like, there's you suspect that there's more to what's happening, that the main character is just kind of being clueless about something, but for me it was really hard to grasp what. But how did you decide? When I messaged you, you're like, yeah, I actually almost just like dropped the main character off a cliff and didn't give you anything. You went with a little bit more, which was almost worse from a cliffhanger perspective. But like, how do you do that? How do you decide where to stop the book, on that reveal?
I used to write and finish everything on cliffhangers. I got so much. It doesn't, because you get so
very
much
Royal Roadie.
When you do that, your reviews are shit because people are like, fuck this cliffhanger, and you're like, ah. So like, I don't know, I didn't do cliffhangers for book 1, and somebody was like, you should have fucking done a cliffhanger for book 1. I was like, I didn't, should have, didn't. And then I didn't do one for 2, and I didn't do one for 3, and then at 4 it's kind of a cliffhanger, because you're not 100% certain about what happened. And then in book 5, I'm like, fuck it, it's my last book.
If you're all the way to book 5, you can hang on for a cliffhanger.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna cliffhanger the fuck out of this. And then I was like, I can't leave it there because that's really mean. And so I kind of added a little bit to give a bit of a glimpse, because that glimpse wasn't there, only the epilogue was there.
Yeah, but the glimpse doesn't help.
It doesn't hurt.
Yeah. The glimpse that you get, you're like, what?
Well, and also keep in mind, when that was published, I'd already written the first like 10 chapters of book 6, so wasn't a cliffhanger for me.
Yeah, get to the end of book 5. If you've not made your way through the series, get to the end of book 5 by like March, so that book 6 will be in your hands, because it is a doozy. It's going to make you want to read book 6. Absolutely. Sorry, not sorry. Yeah.
Sorry, not sorry.
All right. I've got one more just kind of book question, and then we'll go into some process questions. I want to know, so you've written a couple series at this point. The last book flowed really nicely. I just like blasted through it. I was an ARC reader again, so I had to blast through it, but it was just a nice read.
Thank you for that, by the way.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, I've got to get people to read this. And the thing, you don't understand, this book had been done since before DragonCon. It had been done before DragonCon, and then I had the shit hit the fan so much that it was like, 12 days before release, and I was like, oh my god, I need people to read my book. So that was fun.
Hey, it worked. I just put it in my e-reader and went to town on it. So, yeah.
Yay.
Well, let's stop here and just talk about what is an ARC reader. Okay, what is an ARC reader? Can you?
Advanced reader copy
Yeah.
is an ARC. Yeah, it's just an advanced reader copy, and you generally ask people who like your work or who are like eager to be ARC readers, hey, are you interested in being an ARC reader? And they sign up and you send them a copy and you ask them to post their review in the first like 24 hours of the book's release. I always ask, if it's going to be less than a 4-star, please don't post it until like a couple of weeks later, because otherwise it'll tank your rating. But yeah, so it's just a try on the first day to start getting ratings so that you don't get completely lost in the algorithm.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So when you go live on Amazon and stuff, it will kind of weight some of those initial ratings more than like months and months later. You know,
yeah.
if it's months and months later, leave the rating. Every rating is helpful. But the first month, I would say, is like the most important time for a book to get a rating. And so ARC readers, you give people advanced copies. So I think you sent out like an EPUB or a PDF.
Yeah, I think I sent out like the options. Like
Yeah.
I think I said, if you can't use this, then use this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And so then you give them to people a month or so ahead of time, so that when the book launches, they can give an honest review day one because they've read the book by day one.
Yeah.
So
yeah, ARC readers are awesome.
Yeah,
I love my ARC readers.
Yeah, ARC readers are a thing. So if you ever get somebody asking to be an ARC reader, take the job seriously because it matters. Like, we count on you guys as ARC readers. So
and you get a free copy of the book.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Don't get me wrong, you can always buy it later, but you still get a free copy of the books.
Just get the audio and the, yeah.
Oh, I wish I never, because I've got Podium doing my audio. I don't get like audio codes, which is really frustrating. So
yeah, what I'll do as an ARC reader is I will read your book, and then when it launches, I will flip through the Kindle Unlimited so you get page reads.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. But okay, so my question is, when you're writing a series, which book of the series is the hardest or easiest to write in general for you?
The last book. Always the last book.
Is the hardest?
I've completed 4 series. Well, actually, I've completed 3 series and I'm about to complete the 4th, and I'm having a horrific time writing book 6. And it took me 8 months to write book 7 for Somnia.
Wow.
Because when you're finishing a book, like, you've got to take all of the threads that you've created and you've got to tie them off. And you've got to do it in a way that is satisfying. And you've got to give the characters their due, and you've got to make sure they're getting the screen time they deserve. And you've got to make sure that you've had the character growth that you need to have had to make it a satisfying ending. There's so much you've got to draw in on like a technical side. And then these are characters you've been with. I mean, I've been with these characters for almost 1 million words, and it's really hard to let them go. So I find final books are always the hardest for me to write.
Noted. What's the book's the easiest in the series?
The first.
Yeah.
The first, because except for the first like page, because you want that first page to just grab you and rip your heart out. So I find the first page really difficult to get to, but once I've started that ball rolling, I have so much passion and like excitement for the story that I'm telling that it carries me through like the first 2 books. And then I start being, oh fuck, I've got to reference this thing that I did back here. I've got to make this work, and I can't forget doing this. And oh, holy shit, what was that character's name? And they were in 2 scenes way back in book 1, chapter 45.
Oh wait, never mind. I killed him, so it doesn't matter.
Oh wait, they're dead.
Crap, got to get a resurrection skill here. Yeah.
So I tend to
Now, do the books get progressively harder to read, or is it just more like book 1's easy, book X is hard, and everything in between is kind of in the middle?
I think book 1 and 2, like for me, it's like just the passion and the excitement carries me through super quick, and I get those written really fast. And book 3, so far, I think I've written pretty fast too. But it's after that where you're really getting into like the nitty gritty of your plot and having to make it be relevant and still tie back to other things so that it's an ongoing arc instead of individual arcs. And so you've just got so much to pay attention to that I find them a little more grind worthy, the books in the middle. But that's not because I don't want to write them. That's because I've got to make sure I'm writing them, I'm telling the story correctly, and I'm not forgetting little bits and pieces.
Some of the threads.
Yeah. Got to weave them nicely so it doesn't have a hole in it at the end of the blanket. So
Yeah. No, I like that. All right. Well, we've got a couple questions that have popped up. So Richie wants to know, how does it feel to give the best hugs in all of Lit RPG?
Hugs are the best thing, and I love them, and I love hugging people, but I will always ask if you're a hugger. Like if I meet you and I haven't met you before, I will say, are you a hugger? Because I know some people don't like hugs, which I find odd, but to each their own. And it's really mean to try and hug
respectful
someone.
Hugs. You're the best respectful hugger. Yeah.
You don't want to hug somebody who doesn't like hugs, because that's not nice.
It's like hugging a cold fish. It's
Hi, excuse me. I don't care if you have bodily autonomy or not. Let me just give you a hug. No, that's not fair. So I try to get consented hugs, and I love them.
Iron Eyes is commenting that they will get the audiobooks for Library System Reset just because it's Andy. And I wholeheartedly agree with that sentiment. Yeah.
So do I. And I don't listen to audiobooks. But I love Andy.
Yeah, right. Yeah. She does a good job on this one.
She does a good job on all my books. Thank you very much.
Yeah. I mean, she just does a good job. I haven't actually listened to an Andy book that I haven't been like, okay, yeah.
She's wonderful.
I'm
not biased.
All right. Yeah, I'm Iron Eyes. I'm gonna save your second question for the end. So we're gonna get into a little bit more process questions. I was talking to some folks about this podcast tonight, and it's crazy how different people have found you. Some people are like, KT, isn't that the author who wrote Somnia Online? And others were like, isn't she one of Tao's System Apocalypse folks? And then there's those of us who found you at the library resetting things. Do folks mostly come up to you for Library System Reset now, or do you still have Somnia and System Apocalypse folks coming out of the woodwork?
I still have quite a few people for Somnia, and a few of my writing friends have like really surprised me when they met me. Like Brian Norton told me he read Somnia, and I was like, oh my god. And Erin Ampersand loved my books, and I was just like,
you're like, what?
So,
people read my
blows
stuff?
My mind.
Yeah, of course we read your stuff.
They have been around since 2018, and there was almost no female characters in 2018. So I still get quite a few who come to, and I still make a decent amount from Somnia, even though it's been like finished for 5 years. So actually it has been on like November 18th. I think it was finished for 5 years.
Yeah. Well, and you bundled those audiobooks too, which I think helped.
I only bundled 1 to 3, and that isn't.
It gets you sucked
mainly
in.
because Andy and I just keep forgetting to do 4 to 7. Like we just haven't got around to it. So and I have a few people who come up to me for a System Apocalypse as well. And it was so much fun to write, even if I find it difficult to write in somebody else's world, because Taos was already so established, and which was always funny because we had so many arguments about it, because if you've read System Apocalypse, you know that Ali is like a system fairy and interprets the system for John. And so when Tao would say, no, Katie, that's not what the system would do, I'd be like, you can't say that. Everything's through Ali's interpretation. And he'd be like, oh, fuck. He wouldn't actually, he doesn't swear like me, but that was the gist. So we'd have, I'd sometimes have to rephrase stuff, but I'd get my win. So.
Yeah.
But the mutating of the things was the best. But I get some for that. And most recently I get a lot for library. So
yeah. Well, it's your active series at this point.
Well, and some for Rise and Rebel, which I will eventually finish the 3rd book of, but it's not financially viable. So I'm just going to do that to have it completed.
Yeah, in your free time. Yeah.
I actually have probably half a dozen readers who love that series so much. Yeah, I had like thank you notes from it. So I love it, and Andy loved it, and nobody else wanted to read lit RPG urban fantasy. So
yeah, I've got a book like that too, where it's like, well,
right?
it's supposed to be a series, but
Dude, but my tagline is not even death can kill you. Like that's like the best fucking tagline.
that is like the best
Anyway,
tagline.
doesn't matter.
Do you advertise at all? Do you any active advertising?
I did for books 1 and 2, and Facebook keeps changing their shit, and that really pisses me off.
Yeah.
So I actually haven't done any for like probably 8 months. But I should.
I remember that Facebook change because it screwed up my advertising too. And I was
my
like,
God, it was so bad.
Yeah.
I went from having like a 7% conversion rate to like fucking 1%. It was horrible. But yeah, I'll do when book 6 comes out, I'll start doing ads before that for the series.
Well, then you'll have a complete series.
Yeah. I like having complete series. That's what I do.
Do you have like a series trophy shelf where you're like, plunk, here, another complete series?
I just have all my books everywhere. Like, you don't understand. Like, I have a table full of books, and I don't know why that chair has all of my child's clothes on it, but
I mean, that's living with children.
That's a 13-year-old who's now 13. And then I have like a whole bookcase with them. And I love books.
Does like a book fairy come down and put a ribbon around your neck when you finish a series?
No, but you get this feeling of I finished a series. And when I finished Somnia, like there were hardly any finished series in Lit RPG. So
I think we need to propose this to Geneva, because if that's one of the complaints everybody's got is that, like I want finished series, is we need to reward authors. So you come up and you get your little reward if you finished a series in the last year.
And giving the award for finished series.
And it's just like graduation. You come up and you get like
maybe for Ben they can do for writing the 3rd book in the series. I'll never get old, that joke. But yeah, I don't know. I think right now I get most of the recognition for library, but I was kind of surprised to see the amount I still get for Somnia. That's it's been very validating, I guess.
Yeah. That's the cool thing, is we've got a lot of authors now, but we've also got a lot of readers, and
so many more.
People can find your older series that's been out for 5 years and it's brand new to them. I mean,
I will every like week, I swear I sell like a whole set of Somnia. Like I sell a whole like 1 through 7 of them, which is just insane to me. They always get page reads, but the selling of the actual like ebook is always so weird to me, because I'm like, you could just read this on Kindle Unlimited. You don't have to buy it. Like
who doesn't have Kindle Unlimited these days, right?
Yeah. So
Okay. Well, give us more questions. If you've got any questions that you've been burning to ask KT, put them in the chat and we'll make sure we get them. Hodges says the award for finished series is sponsored by Winds of Winter and Doors 100%.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I am.
So let's talk about what's next. I've already heard you excitedly talk about your next series, and it's got to be hard to finish library while you're really like getting passionate about what's next.
Oh God, it so is.
Tell us a little bit about this idea that's on the horizon.
It's like I don't know how to describe it without giving away a whole heap.
Yeah. Okay. Well, is it slice of life? Is it?
Oh no. It's
cozy but dark.
It'll be dark as fuck. It's about a blood mage. I can say that much.
Okay.
So, because when I wrote Somnia, one of my favorite characters is Sinister, and she's a blood mage. And I was like, I forgot how much I loved playing a blood mage when I played Vanguard. I'm very old. And I was like, I think I need to do a series with a blood mage as the main character. What I love about this is that the way they become a blood mage is fucking awesome. So I'm really excited to do it because I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And it might actually be a main male character, which is weird for me.
Yeah.
But it keeps, like, every time I think about it, it's always a male main character, but there is like a main female sidekick will be pretty prevalent.
You can write about men too, right? Doesn't stop men from
I
writing
know.
about women.
I'm kind of known for the strong female characters and for writing female characters who are written by females. So
yeah.
So, but there are some guys out there who write really good women.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
Ravenstagger does. Ravenstagger's really good at it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's, I mean, it's that thing about there's men that write really bad female characters to you, and ones that write really good female characters. Same in the opposite direction. So
and we're getting a bigger audience though. So like, I'm like, oh, should I make it a guy? Should I try and force it to be a girl? Like, I don't know if I'm gonna like having a guy as a main character halfway through the series. So like, that's always a difficult question.
Spoiler: main character transitions halfway through the series.
I know.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited. It's good that you've already got your next series lines up. So after Library System Reset, do you have like a timeline or plans for that next series, or is it just gonna?
Well, as soon as I've finished writing book 6, I'll start writing the new series. I'm hoping to put it up on Wool Road in like April-ish next year, just in time for this to come out. So
give everybody something to dig into.
Yep, and me. So
that's right.
I've been trying to write like the first scene, and I can't get it right. I think I've written like 6 first scenes, and it's just not working. So I have to get the right balance of that first chapter, and the first line. The first line's always like such a thing. Like I literally have had multiple people comment on the first line of Library, which is "The world shook with all the vigor of a wet dog." Because you watch them and you can do it in slow motion and you see like the way they shake, and I don't know, I just had that image and I used it, and I've had people comment on it, and the chapter ends in much the same way. So I feel like it's a full circle chapter.
It's definitely, it draws you in. It's got that, I don't know, I mean, it just sets the tone for like what is KT Hanna's writing, right?
And that's what you have to do at the beginning of every book, and that's why starting a book is hard, but writing that full first book I don't find difficult. I find it exhilarating. So that's when I'll write up until like 2 or 3 in the morning and binge write. I'll write like 130,000 words in like 2.5 weeks, and then I'll die for a week.
That's when the muse hits and you just go with it.
Yeah.
Well, you're about to get your like 4th gold ribbon for having a complete series.
You should read The Domino Project, which was my original back in 2015.
The Domino Project.
It's the Domino Project, and it's like Blade Runner meets Genosha Island era X-Men.
Okay.
Is that the one you gave me at What RPG Con in the hardback? First book, Rise?
No. I gave you Rise and Rebel.
Yeah, that's the one.
Those are the ones I haven't finished yet. Shh. I have to write
Quit giving me books that are not finished, KT. Gosh.
No, you said you liked
Richie, you deserve to be tortured.
I gave you the hardback.
Yeah. I know, it's real good. No,
all right, so pick up The Domino Project. So my question for you is, we've got a lot of like young writers contemplating their first book out there. What sage wisdom would you bestow as a 4-series finisher?
Read everything you can get your hands on, and then put your butt in the chair and write the fucking book. Put your butt in the chair, write the words down, or then go over them again. Don't rewrite it, just go over it and edit it and make it better. If you're like me, you want to put it away for a couple of months, which I haven't done from like book for book 4 and 5, but
I
usually I
don't
put
think
it
you're
away.
following your advice on
Yeah.
that one.
Well, it's more like I now have deadlines because I have contracts. So, so the deadline faded, and this year did not have a functioning left hand. So
yeah.
But yeah, just write. Don't keep putting it off. Don't put it off in the name of research. Don't put it off in the name of I don't know enough yet. Don't put it off. You cannot edit a blank page, so write the fucking words. You can always make those words better. The Domino Project, I wrote the first book in 9 days, 90,000 words. And I edited that book 12 times. It was my first good book. I have trunk novels that no one will ever see.
I've got a few of those too.
Yeah. But, I wrote it, and the story, I knew the story was good. I knew the characters were good, and I knew that it needed more. And so I would leave it and read it. I had some critique partners, but you've got to be careful with critique partners because some of them can just be negative dickheads. So you've got to find the people who are constructive, who are like, look, you do this well, but if you did A, B, or C, you could make it so that this did that or this did that.
Yeah, you got to have people that'll nudge you.
Yeah, and so I interned for a New York agency for a while, and I did a lot of developmental editing for the agent I interned for. And I love doing developmental editing. And that's just part of where you can recognize in a story where it's good, but if you did things in this, or this way, you could just make it so much better. And a good editor will not change your words. They will give you suggestions, and they will teach you how to change it yourself. You don't want somebody who just puts their words over yours, because then it's not your writing. So you want somebody who's going to teach you to learn. So yeah, find a critique partner and just write. You don't get better at writing if you don't write.
Yeah.
Oh, and you should read this book. Give me a second. I will pull it up.
Yeah, let me know. I'll type it in the chat.
It's called Make Every Word Count by Gary Provost. Provost. And it's an awesome book.
Yeah.
So
I think one of the most common pieces of feedback or questions I keep getting out of people is, how do you find the time to write that first book? Like how do you find the time to fit this in between day job and kids? And
so I was pregnant when I wrote my first series. And I just found the time. I just made it. I wanted to write that story. And whether it meant getting up at 4:00 in the morning and getting in 2,000 words then, or writing on my lunch break, or sitting down. I actually would sit down with my husband in the lounge room, and he would watch TV, and I would put on noise canceling headphones, and I would just write and write and write on my laptop. Or I would just go in my office and I would just write and write and write. You make the time. Yes, you should get pregnant. No. But I'm just trying to say that, like, even while pregnant, even while having morning sickness and feeling like absolute shit, and my pregnancy was horrific, I still wrote books. I still wrote because I wanted to write, even when my kid was 3 months old and having sleep regression, because that's how much fun it is. I would go and write for the 3 hours I knew she slept in between 11 p.m. and 2 a.m. And I would sit up and I would write. And I wrote, in her first year of life, I think I wrote like 3 books.
Yeah.
So yeah, you make it a priority. Like, I know so many people come up to you and they'll be like, oh, so you write books? And you're like, yes, I write books. They're like, oh, I've always wanted to write a book. I just don't have the time. No, you're not making the time.
Yeah, it's just not a priority for you.
Yeah. Are you getting up and cooking yourself a 3-course breakfast? Okay, don't. Get up and have a frozen fucking breakfast burrito and write 500 words. So yes, it would be. It would be
a horrific pregnancy, Brian.
Yeah. I had a horrible pregnancy. My pelvis separated, so that's fun. Yeah, yay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just, if you want to write, you will write. If you kind of want to write, you probably won't. So like it's how much you want it. How much is that story burning your brain? It like burning holes in your brain. How much does it like want to get out? Like
I think too, what people underestimate, like part of it is like writing in some respects is kind of a, I don't know if I want to use the word selfish act, but like it's an act of self-love,
yeah.
right? And people really struggle with that because they, what if it's not good enough? You get all that negative bullshit that we tell ourselves that prevent us from
Oh
just
yeah,
sitting
dude.
down and
I still
writing. Yeah. And you just gotta shut it up and tell yourself you can fix it in edits. And sometimes you just leave it in the trunk because,
yeah.
you know,
Sometimes you leave those like
yeah.
4 novels sitting in the trunk. Actually, one of them I want to rewrite because it's such a good book. It's such a good yeah, it's really good.
You hear that quote
The
floating around.
storyline is good. The book I wrote was not good. 17 point of views that bled into each other.
Yeah. There's that quote that's like, you have to write 1,000,000 words of garbage before you get to the good stuff.
Oh, I
And
wrote 1,000,000 words of garbage before.
right, yeah, me too. And I just want to say, like, if you wait to be good to write, you will never be
Yeah.
good to write because you won't get
Well,
through
like,
that 1,000,000 words.
and then you've got people like, okay, so we'll take like Sean Oswald, who's stupidly, what do you call it? Productive, like prolific, amazing, writes really good books. He was a lawyer. That's right. I think he was a lawyer. Yeah. And in that, you already write. So he already knew how to form sentences and how to get his point across. So that's like, that's already having practiced a form of writing. So when he went to write, well, his first novel was pretty good, you know? So yeah.
I'd wear that shirt. And the back says free hugs.
Already designing it.
Yeah.
I'm working away now.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So what was I saying? Because I've lost it now.
He was a
Oh
Sean
yeah,
Oswald.
he was, and his books are great. They're really well written. I love Welcome to the Multiverse. I've read it. So like you might have something that you've done in your life that that has helped prepare you to be a writer. Maybe you're a teacher. You do writing when you're a teacher. Like there are so many different ways that you could have already been practicing writing, and you might surprise yourself when you sit down and you write a book and you're like, not too bad.
So bad. Yeah.
But you can't take readers' opinions into consideration when you are writing the book. If they're like alpha readers or if they're critique partners, it's different because they're looking objectively at your work and trying to help you make it better. But the average reader is always going to either like the story the way you've written it or would have written it differently themselves.
Yeah.
And if they fall into that would have written it differently themselves, then you tell them to write the book.
Yeah, go write it. Yeah.
The amount of time I had one review on Raw Road that was so pissed that it wasn't just a cozy book about people sitting in a library and having cups of tea while they read books, like watching paint dry. What the fuck? Like, and I mean, you don't comment because you don't want to start a war of some sort, but then you've just got to say to yourself, that's great. You go write that book.
Go write that book. Go write that library book.
That is not my book.
Did not advertise this. I mean, yeah. I can understand that. It's funny because you can get really specific in like how you explain what your book is about, and people will still pick it up and think it's going to be something completely different.
You can put all the warnings you want on it, and people will be like, "Oh, I didn't fucking know that 2 girls were going to kiss," and I'm like, "I'm not even building up to it for 6 books, you idiots." Like, yeah. So you write the book you want to write, you make it the best book you can make it, and you publish your book, or you seek out a publisher if that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
I had 2 agents before I published. So I just got sick of that.
You got to do a hair flip when you say something like that.
I had 2 agents before I published.
There you go. Perfect.
And I got sick of the like not good at this time, or like this is the wrong, nobody's reading this genre.
Yeah.
And like at one time it was like nobody's reading dystopian, and I'm like, what world do you live in? Like I've seen people are still wanting to read dystopian. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah.
Nobody's reading this genre. 18 months later, they're not publishing that genre much, so nobody's reading that genre. Except when self-publishing came along, like they were all like, fuck you, I'm going to write shifter romance, don't care, or I'm going to write paranormal, or I'm going to write dystopian as much as I
Or lit
want.
RPG, right?
Yeah, or lit RPG. And so now, now I feel like you don't have to have an agent and a publishing house, but if you don't want to do it all yourself, because it's really time intensive.
There is a learning curve. Yeah.
There is a learning curve, and B, like if you can devote all your time without going crazy to it, more power to you. I personally can't. So I drive myself marginally insane trying to keep up. So yay.
Yeah. Well, all right. So we are definitely at the hour, but you and I always go a little over. So people, you should expect this. If you're like,
I know.
why aren't they going to end this? We're not going to end it. We got a few last questions here. So for the first one is you disclose that you read a lot. You're a lit RPG reader. What type of lit RPG does KT Hanna want more of in the world? Obviously we need more library lit RPG, but what else? What are you hankering for?
Oh, that's a hard question. I can say some of my favorite series are. I guess.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, Eric needs to write more of the fucking good guys and the bad guys, because I love that series so much it's not even funny. I like that. I like the mixture of comedy with violence.
Yeah.
Always a good place to go. Which is why I like Dungeon Crawler Carl so much. I do love it.
Have you read Discount Dan yet?
No, I haven't. I literally
just read
have the book
those two books together,
waiting for me to read. I just
comedy and violence is a good.
Yeah. So why is my dog barking? I have 3 dogs, so that's actually been really good so far. So yeah, I have I've not read that one yet. It's in my pile.
Okay.
And I love Mark of the Fool, which is progression fantasy technically, but I feel like it's lit RPG light.
Yeah.
I was in a super bad spot, and I found Mark of the Fool, All the Skills by Honore, and He Who Fights with Monsters. And I read them. I think it was when He Who Fights with Monsters had 10 books. And I went through and I binged all of those series that were available. And that like gave me such a boost in like just creativity. So yeah, I just love good stories. I love Welcome to the Multiverse, Good Guys, Bad Guys, Cinnamon Bun. What's the
Raven's Dagger?
Quest is bullshit. There was just so many good books now. Like it used to be that there were only like a few series, and now there's just so many. Like I can't name them all. There's too many to go through now. You used to be able to, like, seriously, you used to be able to.
Yeah, you used to be able to just be like, I've read all the lit RPG, but all the good lit RPG books.
By Charles Dean. I haven't read it for years because this was finished in like 2019. I think he finished this one. War Eternus is one of my favorite series. It is.
War Eternus mentioned. Let's go.
Oh, it is so fucking good. But I mean, like, I read that maybe 6 months into my publishing in lit RPG. So I mean, like, it's older, so
yeah.
But everybody should read it because it's really good. And Charles is just a fantastic writer. So you should go read all his stuff. He was one of the first. He was one of the very first.
I haven't read that one. But that's back in the
Bathrobe Night, I think, was one of the other ones.
Bathrobe Night, it ties into War Eternus because he's going to the movies to see the Bathrobe Night.
Yeah. So the Bathroom Night was like 20 15 or 16. Like it was ages ago. Just go. Sorry, I'm looking. Ooh, that's my keyboard because my keyboard is wonderful. Let me have a look and just see when he wrote that. Yeah, he's fantastic. I am not biased at all. I am actually. I think he's there we go, The Bathroom Night. Written in 2015, June 19th, 2015.
There you go. Pulled that one out.
Yep, The Bathroom Night. Anyway, so yes, read Charles's stuff. And they're writing like Apocalypse Regression is his and Ramon's. Yeah.
Restarting the Apocalypse, I believe.
No, it's not.
I'm sure I have it right here.
Me too. I've got it in the thing.
Apocalypse Regression.
I'm right.
Yeah.
Why are you doubting yourself? You've been right the last 3 questions.
I know, I'm good.
All right.
It's narrated by Daniel Wisniewski and crap. Who's the other one? Elizabeth Grant. That's why. That's what it was. Yeah.
Well, I've got a couple last questions so we can let Richie go to bed here. It's past his bedtime. First one is Iron Eyes is asking if you're going to be at JordanCon again next year. They really enjoyed speaking with both you and Benjamin.
I would love to. I can't. I did 3 conventions this year, and then spent $4,500 to fly to Australia to see my dad die. So that was, that much fun. So I didn't.
What does your con schedule look like next year?
I'm just doing Lit RPG Con.
Okay.
I am taking a break on either side because the cons kind of take me out for about 3 weeks at a time, and I don't write anything and I get nothing productive done. And then this time, I was out of commission for Dragon Con, and then I was away for 2 weeks for my dad, and then I came back and got pneumonia for 2 months. So this year,
it's not been fun. Yeah, 2025 is a nope. Yeah,
2025 has been kind of a shit year, except for the Lit RPG Con was the highlight of my year. So.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. And this year you'll get your 4 series medals. So you got to go to Lit RPG Con.
Yeah.
I think I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to bring medals and just be like, here you go.
I'll have big 4 on mine.
Yeah, you'll have 4. And, there'll be some very famous, Lit RPG authors like, like Shirtaloon maybe comes and gets none because he hasn't. Sorry. KT's got the bling. Yeah, but what is the best place to find you online if we can't catch you at a con?
Oh, Discord. I'll always answer Discord. You just at me on it, and I've got a Discord channel. I'm not the best in it, but I have some people who are actually fairly active in it who aren't me. So, yeah, I have my.
And if you want to read ahead, you got a pretty good Patreon that you post to regularly.
Yes, and thank you. I owe them chapters, so I've got to do that. Yes, but it's just because I'm still getting on back on the train after the pneumonia, because that shit knocks you around.
It does, yeah. It knocks you out.
Yeah. So.
If you had one book that you would add to Pop Pop's TBR, what would it be?
Of mine.
No, it can be anybody, any.
The good guys and the bad guys.
Okay, get the good guys and the bad guys. Yep.
If he's already got those, then I'd say I don't know. There are too many. I don't want to pick any more favorites.
The Grim guys, let's just keep it.
There's only one in that series. Eric's being fucking slack. I've had words about this.
Yeah.
I named a character after Eric, so I mean.
You can give him some crap.
Yeah, I can give him some crap.
Stacey's got one last Lit RPG question for us. Could you do a quick explanation of progression? Isn't that just an integral part of Lit RPG?
Okay, so progression fantasy. Not all Lit RPG. All Lit RPG is progression fantasy. Not all progression fantasy is Lit RPG. A Lit RPG is more of a mechanic than a genre. Yep, shoot me now. But lit RPG is more of a mechanic than a genre. You can insert lit RPG into any genre. You can make it in romance, urban fantasy, paranormal. You could make a system into any single genre. And the progression is that there must be like steady progression of
So
a
number
character.
goes up philosophy.
Yeah, numbers go up. That's what progression fantasy is. It just doesn't always have to have a system to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope did that help?
Yeah.
No.
So so like cultivation is kind of progression fantasy, but you might not have the actual.
Yeah, you
level
might not
going
have
up
system or interfaces or because the gaming interface, I guess, because that's how I view it in my mind, when I see it, is not in every progression fantasy and it's not in every cultivation novel.
Now, would you consider Library System Reset progression fantasy and or lit RPG? Like, I guess
both.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any lit RPG should be progression fantasy because lit RPG makes numbers go up, which is progression fantasy. So
yeah. Now I'm imagining a D progression. Like start a new genre here.
Yeah, just like
regression.
Weaker. It's like aging. You're like 70 when you start, and you're just getting weaker and weaker.
I started at how I lost everything at ultimate level 99. Yeah. That would be a very sad book.
Backwards once you hit 99.
Yeah, regression fantasy though is something. So Brian points out that there is regression fantasy, and it's like yes, but it's different because
different.
You
regression
start
fantasy
over.
It's either where you die, and then you get to start at some part in the past, and thus your character has regressed, or it's where you touch something and you're suddenly catapulted back. And you have to reset your abilities, but your knowledge is not reset. So
but you're not actually, it's not active regression.
It's not like sleep regression in a 4-month-old.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks so much for joining, KT. It's always a pleasure. And I can't wait till Library System Reset Book 6 comes out this spring. Maybe we'll have to touch base again.
I can't wait till I finish writing it. Yay.
You're like, nobody's looking more forward to that book being done than me.
I'm also on Facebook, just so people know.
Catch KT on Facebook, Patreon, Royal Road, and Discord.
Yes. And I have a really comfortable chair that I got for my birthday.
It looks glorious. I'm gonna get chair
so
envy.
Nice.
Yeah.
And it's purple.
It looks gray in my image, but I'll take your word for it.
Well, it's actually lilac, so it's
okay. Yeah, I can see lilac.
Purple.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
All right. Thanks everybody. Have a good night.